Hi folks, it's here at the plot. It's not a bad day, it's about 8 degrees I think, so it's not a bad day at all. As you can see, the whole plot is in shade. The sun is just not high enough at the moment, so we get very little sun down here. And as you can see, we still don't have the greenhouse. We're still not sure when that's coming, but hopefully soon. But I'll give you a quick update. We've had so much rain. This weather is horrendous and the ground is just so bad. It's just sopping, and because it's quite a clayey soil, it's just rubbish, absolute rubbish. But the onions, the overwintering onions, are doing great. They're coming up. Not sure what that is. Looks like cheese of some sort. We'll have a little look at that in a bit. And we got a bone, so the cats have been out in force again, bringing stuff for us. Garlic, that's doing alright, although I think only a handful have come up. I'm not sure what's happened to the rest, but we'll leave them. Leeks are doing fine. They're all coming nicely. We need to thin them out a bit, but we won't do that just yet. As you can see, the weeds are starting to come thick and fast now, so we need to do some de-weeding at some point, but we might leave that until the spring. But what we are going to do is we're going to get into these beds and de-weed some of them today, just to top them up and get them going. Same with this one as well. That way then they're ready for the spring, and we'll get some manure and stuff on them. Flower bed, this is all coming out as well, I've decided, so we'll do that as well. Carrots are doing fantastic. We're going to pull some of these up today, but they're doing good. You can see a few of them in there, but they're doing fine. If we pull one up for now, so it's not bad at all. Could do with a bit longer, so we'll have some of these for Christmas, but they seem quite healthy, which is good, so we'll just put that down there for now and we'll come back for them later. Beetroot is pretty much done now. All this needs picking. I don't think it's going to get much bigger. Can we see any? Try and get in there. There's some in there, we'll show you them later. This bed again just needs a little de-weed and that's all done. Parsnips are doing great. They're coming up nicely, so they'll be ready. They're not quite done yet, so we'll leave them for now. A mound of compost, which we'll use today. Fig tree, again that's done now. All the leaves have come off. Although I have noticed it's still putting on a little bit of growth, I think, which is interesting. But I don't know whether to trim it or leave it or what really. Any suggestions will be fantastic. Really appreciate that. Strawberries, they're all dying off as well now, so that's all fine. We need to trim this up a bit, which we'll do. I might try and get that done today. Autumn raspberries are pretty much finished. We need to trim them as well. I don't know if we'll get through to that today, because we want to do some more of the paths as well if we can, if possible. That's about it, guys. This strawberry bed is pretty much done. We haven't had any more pallets or anything. Beetroot, which was covered, the cats have been in having a dig around as well, which we weren't surprised at, so that's all fine. And yeah, everything's looking right. So what I'm going to do is I'll crack on. I'm not going to film much today, but I'll crack on and I'll show you a bit later what we've done. Okay folks, we've de-weeded the 3 beds. We've de-weeded this one, that one, sorry, and 4, and that one down there. Now they do need a bit of topping up, so we started with this one. All we've done, we had some fertiliser pellets, we've put that underneath, and then we've just emptied a wheelbarrow of, it's a mixture of the compost from down there and the horse manure that we've had sitting there for over a year now. So we've just mixed that together and put it in here. As you can see, it's rich, it's black, it's lovely stuff. So we'll leave that now for the rest of the winter. It'll probably settle down a bit more, so we'll probably need another top up sort of springtime, just before we put some seeds in, but that's going on now. So all we're going to do is we're going to top up this bed and probably this bed as well, just so that all the compost can settle down and everything. And what we'll do is we'll give it all a turn as well. Now these are all the weeds that we pulled up, so it's quite a big bit, but I gotta be honest, it took what, 10-15 minutes to do all 3 beds. So what's that, 5 minutes a bed roughly as a guide. It's so much easier doing it in the raised beds than it would be just out the ground, so we'll get rid of all that as well today. But I'm going to crack on. I've got to do the strawberries and I'm going to set these beds up, and I'll show you in a bit. Right then folks, so we've filled them all up now and we've turned them all over, so they're ready now for the springtime. And like I said earlier, if there's any if they drop a bit where it's settling, we can always refill it a bit, but they're done, ready to go. We've also sorted out some of the strawberries. We've had a little tidy up around the bed. It needs a bit more, but I'm knackered now, so I'm not going to do it. So yeah, they're all done, ready to go, which is great. What else have we done? We've done a bit more on the paths. So these bits here are looking a bit more level. I've just got like a bit there to do, which is fine. And then as we go up, it should be a lot easier. This is where the biggest noticeable drops and dips and things are, which is fine. So yeah, we're going to crack on next week now probably. Right then guys, I just wanted to wish you all a Merry Christmas. I'm not sure if I'll do another video now before Christmas. If I get time I will, but if not, have a good Christmas and I'll see you all in the new year. Cheers guys.